third speaker session for the International Strategic Planning Month. With us, we have Mr. Vijay Krishna. Mr. Vijay Krishna, can you please introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Sure, Aryan. Thank you so much. So, hi, I'm Vijay here. I have been working in the area of analytics for close to 8 years now. So, it's not been exactly analytics field, but then it's about the data analysis, and the area of expertise is a banking domain, and the analysis is mainly regard to the financial analysis, the regulatory reporting, and the data management. So I've been in this area for close to 8 years now. So yes, so very much close to how to do data visualization, and so that the management can take quick decisions and not waste time in understanding the data themselves. So that's about me in short. Happy to be here today.
Thank you so much, sir. So, as we know that the theme for our campaign is data visualization. So, as we speak, data visualization has been evolving very much
Right,
since the past few years also, and it has been increasing at a very high rate. So
right.
what I wanted to know your opinion on was that uh, what value what value does data visualization bring to industries, to any industry that data visualization brings? So I want to know that.
Okay. So I think the major value what the data visualization does is it enables the management to take decisions or and the right decisions. What's important is for management, so they don't have time to go to the entire Excel spreadsheets to understand what numbers are looking where, and what they always say is the devil is in the details. So what can happen is when you see a whole lot of numbers, you might miss out on smaller details. But when you put the whole numbers into a spreadsheet, or sorry, into a graphical representation like a bar graph or a trend analysis, what the management can see, they can see what has changed month on month, and see if it is going towards a danger area, they can then quickly see what steps they need to take, and so that they can make the performance of the company back to the normal zone. So in that way, so the major thing is saving time and helps in taking decisions for the management.
Okay, okay. So, sir, as you spoke, so like all there are different industries in the market. Different industries
Right.
are in there. So like does every industry involves some kind of data? Every industry involves some
Absolutely,
kind of data.
absolutely, yes, yes.
And so like what I want to know is that does every industry having data require data visualization to represent their their results or something? Is it required to use data visualization, or it can happen without data visualization also, the representation part?
Got it. So it's a tricky question because I think though if I say yes, it's like yeah, I don't require everything, but if I say no, then the visualization comes into question. So what I would put it, I put it something like this: it's important tool. If you can have it, it can save a lot of time, and it can be a better understanding of what you want to give it to the audience or what information you want to pass on. Because as I said earlier, if you're giving a plain data, just like a table or tabular form, there are chances of missing out on key details. So for that, it is important to have a data visualization, and I would suggest like all industry to have it. And I was just as I was preparing for this session, I understood something like even the smallest of the smallest industry that you can think of do have data as part of it. And when they have a data visualization, it will be much easier for them and much simpler for them to take decisions and move forward with their businesses.
Okay, all right, all right. So now, sir, I want you to share your opinion specifically on this specific data. Like, what do you like on a day-to-day basis? As you said, like, are you a data analyst? So, what on a day-to-day basis do you see in this field? That's what I want to know.
Got it. Yeah. So what, as per my work, what we do is when we try to compare the data for say today versus yesterday, And when you see numbers will be in billions. And if we see the numbers across the entire year, you'll be like, you just see numbers in the spreadsheet. You don't see anything else. So I can make out is it, am I doing good? Am I doing bad? Or where is the company heading to and all that. So for that, what's important is the graphical representation, because again, the top management, when you send the reports, they do not they don't have the time to sit and go through all the numbers to see numbers are right or how the numbers have arrived at. What they would say is, okay, you got the numbers. What is your final decision? What's the analysis based on it? How much the balance sheet has moved and what are the reasons for it. And if you can have the snippets, I don't need the entire thing. Just give me the snippets so that I can take a decision. If tomorrow I need to go to the market and get some specific kind of products, for example, I need to give more loans or take more equity, I can do that based on your analysis, what you give it to me. And that's where it becomes more important that, what I do become very critical, because based on that, the top management decisions are taken. At the same time, few important thing that is required here is, just because of doing a data visualization, you cannot just do it, fill it with so much of graphs, so much of pictures and other things. Very important is to keep it very simple, so that it's very clear for them what they are supposed to get the information. Suppose you cannot give say 100 graphs just because you want to do a data visualization. Keep it 5, 10, which is very key for the management's purpose. And one more thing is comparison of data. Supposing you have a data for say today's balance sheet numbers, and the management will like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And say, I can give you one more balance sheet which is of yesterday. Then what will happen is the management will be able to compare the 2 days balance sheet and then take a call. Okay, this activity has resulted in this movement in the balance sheet, and this is required to correct the numbers, or make it a better looking balance sheet going forward. So what's important is again comparison, so that the management can take some decision. If you just give a plain number, like say I got 75%, okay, what do you mean by 75%? How good, how bad is it? I can't make out. So say the whole of the class has got say 55%, I got 75%, that means okay, you have done a good job. And if I say whole of the class have got 85%, I got 75%, then you're not that great as the other fellow classmates. So that is a very important key, wherein you can give a comparison data. At the same time, ensure you give the right comparison data. You cannot compare my percentage with the percentage of someone else in some other school studying some other thing, or my company's performance. Let's say if I'm a bank, you cannot compare mine with say a NGO or a cricket organization, because they're two different things altogether. So the right comparison is definitely required. And one last thing I could say is, be creative in your data visualization. You need not think twice as to, can I put this, can I do that. If you feel that the way you're going to put it will be best for the management to take a decision, very easy for them to understand and capture that attention immediately, just go for it, because there is no limit to creativity. And the better you do, the better the chances of the right decisions being taken and quick decisions being taken. So yeah, the 4 steps: keep it simple, give a right comparison, keep it creative, and ensure to capture the management's, or anyone managing. If it is company, it will be management. If it is something else, it could be any other audience. uh, be ready to capture the audience mind within minutes, because you won't have that much time to sit and give them the entire story. So you got to capture it as soon as possible.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was a great experience that we shared. Our audience will get to learn a lot from this. So one
Sure,
last
sure.
thing that I would like to ask is that the sports industry is getting a lot, a lot of involved into data, and as we
Right.
know that and as we know that you are interested in into sports, and you are interested in cricket data, involving data. So something that you want to say about that sort of thing, data visualization in that
About
sports
sports
industry.
analytics.
Yeah,
About sports
exactly.
analytics. Oh yes, definitely. As you said, I am a sports enthusiast, and there's a lot of data that can be got from each kind of a sport. And I have a couple of friends myself who are into this field of sports analytics. I mean, they have gone abroad and they are pursuing this with more passion. And what I understand from the sports analytics is you cannot just imagine how much each, let's say if you take cricket for example, how much each delivery, how many points are connected to that, and what all goes into studying a player's performance or player's analysis. And if you see the recent T20 trends, there's a very famous term called as matchups. So this matchup is something. It's not they simply get it by seeing the matches or just think okay this person may play well against this team or not. It has come through proper analytics wherein they have studied for the past so many matches how has one particular player performed against a particular team or performed in a particular ground or perform any bats in the first innings or in the second innings against spinners, against pacers, and all those things. And that's a big, big, big industry. And being in India, we follow cricket more like a religion. But then cricket is just one of the sports. There are lot many sports out there which I don't know if it is still that famous in India as such. I think football has caught up quite nicely, but there's few other leagues also coming up like the badminton league or the pro kabaddi league, and there are crazy number of opportunities even in that area for the sports analytics field. That's something which I feel India will push more in the coming years, and definitely we'll see more people going to that industry in the future.
Okay. So thank you so much for sir for coming in and speaking in about your experience and your knowledge, sharing your knowledge with us.